So this book is one of Rich Dad's advisors, Real Estate Riches: How to Become Rich Using Bankers' Money. Now this one is with Dolf De Roos. Always trying to say his name correctly, but Dolf De Roos. Dolf De Roos is an investor, real estate investor. He's international. This guy is all over the world, like 16 countries. He talks about real estate, commercial mainly, and residential. He go over a lot of advantages with commercial, and I'll get into that. But this is a part of Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Advisors line, which is good. He's a part of that team. But Dolph, he goes over the advantages. It's not a typical real estate book where they're talking about going over the advantages of it. Somebody recommended this book for me, so but he goes over the advantages and the disadvantages with real estate. He goes over it with commercial. He goes over it with finding sources, analyzing deals, all kind of stuff. Talking about leverage, using bankers' money. You know, one of the things that the probably the things that stood out was a few things that stood out to me. But one of the things that stood out to me the absolute most was when he went over the commercial deals. And with the commercial deals, I'll start with the negative actually. He went over the two negative things about the disadvantages dealing with commercial deals. One is the 30%, because of course most commercial deals are more expensive. So by them being more expensive, the is a bigger value. So the 30% that you have to put down is a lot more. 30% of 200,000, for a typical home, or 30% of 2 million. Of course, it's a lot more for a commercial deal. So a lot of people have a harder time with that, or trying to figure out the value to try to get help with the money down, and that's something that he goes over. Also, the second disadvantage is banks tend to allow a lower loan to value ratio. Like for most residential, they'll do like 40%. I mean, excuse me, they'll do like 80, 90, 100% of the they'll loan to value. Where in commercial, they may only do 50, 60, 70 even. These days a little different, but it's one of the other things that he have. And then another thing, and he also goes, you can't learn everything from a book. You just can't. You got to be out there. You got to be doing it. You got to take chances. And one of his methods that he go over is the 100, 10, 3, and 1 rule. And that rule is you look at 100 deals, you make offers on 10 of them, 3 of them you prepare financing for, and then you choose the one that you're going to get. So 100, 10, 3, and 1. That's one rule. I thought that was pretty slick, and I said, okay, 100 deals. I've been hearing about that. And in Wall Street, when Gordon Gekko was like, he look at 100 deals a day and choose one. So I don't know if he got that from there, but that just rung a bell. I mean, it's just a lot of things like he an example of something that some of the examples, like he has a part one, why is property so good? So then he breaks that down, like the uh, different chapters for why is property so good. Then part two is, okay, show me how to do it. So then he actually gives you how to do it in his version, in Dolph version. Everybody's version is different, but this is just Dolph version. He's showing you how to do it, and he's telling you to take action. And then part three is liftoff. That's when you go more into the action. You go more into the analyzing the deals and that sort of thing. Well, actually, analyzing deals more so in two. Let me give you an example of the forward that he have in it. Um, no, let's don't go there. I wanna read this. What he what he said. I'm just read this little part right here. I'm not gonna read this whole thing because of course I want y'all to read it. But he said like the 4 magic questions. Now the 4 magic questions is in one, is in a part 1, chapter 1, and he just said the purpose of this book is not so much to give you the how-to of real estate, although there will be plenty of how-to advice, but to make you sit bolt upright and examine. So his idea is to make you examine what he's saying and look into it and figure it out for yourself, and you go from there. Then you go, make you examine, and this is what he wants you to examine, in his opinion, is wow, I never realized real estate was this good. The reason is that once you get it, once you understand why property is such a phenomenal, lucrative, and astronomically simple investment vehicle, you will never be able to focus on a sitcom or television again without getting itchy feet, wondering whether the hour wasted watching you watching the tube is costing you the deal of a decade. So that is interesting. I feel that way even now. It's for different reasons for me, but one of the things it's hard for me to really look at a whole bunch of TV and stuff like that. But I get, that's another book that I read. Um, but what he's saying is that it is, once you gather enough information, you see what these other guys are thinking. They don't spend a lot of their time looking at TV and all that kind of stuff. They're constantly hunting for deals, just like what he said for that and Show Me How to Do a Deal, with the 100, 10, 3, and 1 rule. Because in order for you to look at 100 deals a day, you hunting. You grinding, you really working. He go into the pros of commercial versus residential, the tax benefits, the LTV, loan to value ratio differences, the tenants paying for, and it's just so many different advantages that he gave for commercial versus residential. Some people would argue, disagree, that's fine, but it's just whatever you do. It's just that he does that, and he does commercial in the world, everywhere in the world. He's all over the place, Australia, Europe, everywhere, South America. So this man is all over the place, making deals happen. But I'm surprised that this book actually doesn't come up a lot when they're talking about a lot of the big real estate deals, the real estate books. One of the big deals, I should say, in real estate. He is. I'm surprised he don't come up as much. So that is, again, I think this book, I got this book eBay. I think I got it on eBay real cheap. Again, this book was probably, I don't know, $7 or something like that. It originally was like $18, but I got it on eBay for $7, I think, something like that. But you could pick it up for something like that. A lot of good information on it. I haven't gotten into the commercial real estate yet. This book absolutely is the book that has me thinking about it, because actually Robert Kiyosaki don't really talk about commercial real estate as much as Dolf does, but Dolf gets into it. He breaks it down. Now, like on the back here where it says, Dolf said, Dolf Ross is a real estate investor who bought his first property as a undergraduate student after completing 8 years of university education and earning a PhD in electrical engineering. He was offered a job at $32,000 a year the week before he had completed a real estate deal worth $35,000. See, and then subsequently, he didn't accept the job, and to this day has never had one. This man never had a job, so he made $3,000 more in one real estate deal than he would have made all years as an engineer, even though he spent all those years becoming an engineer. Wow. So anyway, Dolph willingly shares his enthusiasm for real estate and and has rattled cages with audiences in over 16 countries. He passionately believes that the deal of the decade comes along once a week. Wow, that's strong. But yeah, but that's just testament, right? This man never had a job doing real estate. So, all right, again, thank y'all. That's a book review on my man Duff here. I really like Duff. I've seen some of his speeches too, some of the stuff he put online, YouTube, Google, all of that. He does his thing. I like what he has to say. He's open about it, and then he's international too. His thinking is broad. It's not just United States. He's like he's all over the place. Like, okay, well, this is what they do in the Asian market. This is what they do, over in South America. So it's like it's just like, oh, okay, so that's what they do. Okay, then the euro. So he it's more than just the dollar. So it's a broad thing. But anyway, I advise y'all to check them out. If y'all can, I advise y'all to check them out. All right, y'all.